Hi, I'm Seth Rowe for St. Louis Park Today. Thanks for joining me. Well, one of the big topics of discussion around the country these days is same-sex marriage, and after an Iowa Supreme Court decision making same-sex marriage legal in Iowa, and the Vermont legislators' override of a veto by the governor making gay marriage also legal in that state. Well, a St. Louis Park legislator, Representative Ryan Winkler, a DFLer from residing in Golden Valley, also represents Golden Valley, is the chief author of a bill that would require the state of Minnesota to recognize same-sex marriages performed in other states. And he's released a pretty lengthy statement on the matter, and I'm just going to go ahead and read it verbatim what he says. And so here goes. Representative Winkler, he wrote, quote, "Minnesotans are proud of our tradition of fairness and decency. We value equal rights and oppose discrimination in all forms, but we are not free of it. Some Minnesotans have fewer rights than others. Ensuring equal marriage rights for all our citizens is an important issue that is growing in public awareness. It's crucial that we have open public discussion about this issue." He continued, "We're having that debate in the Minnesota Legislature. Several weeks ago, I, meaning Winkler, introduced a bill requiring the state of Minnesota to recognize same-sex marriages performed in other states. The bill does not require same-sex marriage in Minnesota, but acknowledges that other states have done so. Other bills would use a variety of approaches to address same-sex marriage and domestic partner benefits." And he goes on, "Deciding to expand the definition of marriage to include all citizens is a matter for the court of public opinion, not just a court of law. Approaching same-sex marriage through legislation is the best way to give the public the final word. In the end, the decency of Minnesotans will win out, and our state will, acknowledging the importance of equal rights and reject discrimination. This is a much better outcome than letting judges decide the matter without broad public support." He went on, "In the same way, it would be a terrible mistake to pursue a constitutional amendment to ban same-sex marriage in response to the Iowa decision. We need much more testimony on the matter of same-sex marriage, and passing a constitutional amendment would close the debate prematurely. Taking that action now would preempt the necessary public discussion on whether Minnesota's commitment to equal treatment will accommodate marriage equality." Well, that's the end of the statement. Now, Senator John Marty, a fellow DFLer from Roseville, has a bill that would legalize same-sex marriage outright in Minnesota. Many legislators have said they don't expect that bill to pass this year. Now, speaking of voters and the final word and all that, there's some representatives have also called for a constitutional amendment to ban same-sex marriage in Minnesota. Representative Dan Severson, a Republican from Sauk Rapids, and one of the sponsors, said the proposed amendment would, quote, "allow the people of Minnesota to vote on this very important issue and let them decide," end quote. Various clergy members also supporting the amendment spoke at a press conference last month organized by the Minnesota Family Council. Said Rabbi Moshe Feller, "Homosexual unions are forbidden and cannot be licensed with the term marriage." The Reverend Tom Parrish said, "We see this as a pivotal issue to life, not just for our nation, but the life we've known for 3,000 years. So that's some commentary on that very timely issue. Well, in the weather today, it's not too bad. It's nigh on 50 degrees, high 49, low sinking down 30 degrees though to 29 degrees. I went for a walk earlier today and it was sunny, not a cloud in the sky, and quite a breeze though, quite a stiff breeze, but still not too bad, pretty decent. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 47 and a low of 27 degrees. Well, that's all for St. Louis Park. Thanks again for watching. I'm Seth Rowe.